Hey guys, what is going on? It is Friday, and Friday always means, usually in the NBA, big slate. So yeah, should be a good one today. Definitely got a lot of guys that I'm looking at. I will obviously we're looking at FanDuel, but at the end of the video, I'll list some of my DraftKings guys that I like more over there than on FanDuel. So yeah, 2 game slate here today. Didn't do any lineups yesterday. 3 game slate. It was just kind of a trash slate if you guys played it. What 225 ish or plus, I think, on DraftKings. I'm not sure. I didn't really play, but anyway, it was a pretty low score. So if you cashed, um, then didn't do too bad and avoided some of the trash out there. So yeah, like I said, 10 gamer today. As normal, we'd love to have you guys join us on for FanDuel or DraftKings. Each site is separate, $35 a piece. We'd love to have you guys join us for that. To get in on it, check out our website down there in the comment section, and also hit us up on Twitter if you guys have any questions or anything like that. And also, if you guys have any information, hit us up on our website. Just send us a message, and we'll get back to you guys. As I said yesterday, if you don't hear from us in the morning or afternoon time, that is because we do sleep during the day. We're always up at night doing research, so don't get all mad or anything like that we're not responding to you. Like I said, about an hour before lock is when we'll get to you guys. So that is it for that. So yeah, let's get into this slate. Philly and Detroit here is our first game. We have a 219 in Detroit. Philly only by 2. So every time, for me personally, when Detroit's in a good situation, they always just don't really live up to expectation. So, it kind of sucks if this game does stay close. Then there's a couple guys I do like. Not the craziest game exposure wise that I'm really looking at. But like I said, if this stays at a 219, then you can definitely consider a couple in this one here. So right away, I do like Mr. Ben Simmons at 9,100. I really do think his ownership will be really low. But 219, it's really not that bad with that close spread. So I might take a shot with Simmons in a couple GPPs just because he is so cheap. Doesn't have that crazy upside like he used to last year, but I still think he can get you around 37 to about 45, maybe even a little more. We'll have to see. Like I said, GPP only for me. If you're playing cash games or anything, don't play him. But if this game does stay close, he should hopefully get a triple double and get you at least 45. If he gets that triple double. So one of my GPP guys, I might take a shot on here at $9,100. Moving on from this one, we also are looking at. Let me go look here. Don't really care for shooting guard or small forward on this one. So Blake Griffin, I do like him. Drummond is up and down right now. So Griffin, I think, if they're going to stay in this game, he's got to get at least 40, 45. This could be a 50 bomb for him. We'll have to see. Another guy, I don't think high ownership, but I'm going to be targeting. And speaking of Drummond, I do like him. I know last couple of games he's been struggling, had a little bit of an injury or something, but looks like he should be good to go. And I might take a shot with him here in this one. GPP for sure. I think he get me around 40, 45 points. Like I said, he's been terrible last couple games. As you see there, 22 and 21. But, I do think he could get back to this one. Like I said, all three of those guys I mentioned are GPP just because this game could go out of control. Pistons could get blown out. But like I said, if it stays close and these guys put up pretty good numbers, you're, might be in a half-decent spot because not many people are going to have Drummond or Ben Simmons. You're going to have them at pretty low ownership. So I do like targeting those three in this one in GPPs. Not too high on Joel Embiid, so I'd probably just take Drummond here. All right, moving on to our next game. We have Indiana and Orlando. We have a 206 in Orlando only by 2. So Orlando did play an overtime game against Denver, I think it was, the other day. So, they can keep up with some good teams. So Indiana, obviously not a great team right now with Oladipo being out. So I don't want too much exposure to this game, but one guy you can look at is Darren Collison. Ever since Oladipo has been out, he's looking pretty good. $6,700. Yeah, price is going up for Collison. But if you go look at what this guy's been doing, it's not looking too bad here. As you see, 40, 33, 30, 45, and 35. Playing big minutes, kind of being an all-around player, so you can look at him. I think he can get you around 33 to 36 in this one. And the other guy that you can look at, sorry about that. The other guy that I think you can look at is Miles Turner, also been playing pretty good as well. 78 is getting a little much for me, but I think you can consider him here. Besides that, I'm not really into anyone. Vukovic, Gordon, maybe Sabonis. You can look at him. But probably Collison and Turner are probably the two I can look at in this one. And that's probably it for me. A 206, not much going on there. So I don't want crazy a lot of exposure to this one. But it is a 2 spread, so that is why I mentioned those 2 guys there. All right, moving on. Denver and Charlotte, 218 in Denver only by 1. So I do like 1 or 2 guys from this one here. Like I said, most of these guys I am naming are GPP plays. That's just how I play, so keep that in mind. Let me go look. Like I said, I'm looking at my player pool here. So right away, one of my guys I do like in a GPP is Paul Millsap. Yeah, I know Paul Millsap. Why would you mention him? But I do like him here against Charlotte. Marvin Williams probably going to be out again. Not too afraid of Frank Kaminsky's defense here. Like I said, 6,400. One of those guys no one's going to have. But for me, my GPP play here for sure. Harris is, I think, out once again. So if he gets me 30 to 33, maybe even 34, that's what I'm looking at, around 30, 33 range here for Millsap at very, very, very low ownership here tonight. So I don't mind him, 6,400. If you don't want him, like I said, definitely not put him in cash. He is a GPP upside here for me. That's what I'm looking at. And also don't mind some Nikola Jokic here. He is right next to Drummond in my projections. So I don't mind Jokic, 9,500. Triple-double upside as well, but hopefully he gets his scoring going, because if he does get a triple upside, triple-double, it's only going to have like 10 points, but hopefully he can get you at least 18 to 20 real points here and put up 45 or 50. So, yeah, I'm looking at Millsap and Jokic in my GPPs. You can look at Murray if you want to. I'm not too high on Kemba. He is at home, but as we know, Denver, a really good defense here. Hernan Gomez, you can look at him. I'm probably not going to have him, but you can look at him for 23, 24. And that's really it. Batum's way too much. So I'm looking at probably Millsap and Jokic in my GPPs. Probably nobody here in a cash game. The reason why I like Millsap and Jokic, because like I said, it is a 218 and only a 1 spread. So this game should be hopefully close throughout the entire game. And hopefully those guys are going to have a lot of say in this one. All right, moving on here, we have Sacramento and Cleveland. So this should be an interesting one here. Another place for a lot of cheap filler guys. We got a lot of big boys out there. Got Kevin Durant, James, and so on. So you do need some cheap guys. Let me see what I got. You can look at Sexton. I think can get you 24, 26. Once again, really low ownership. Not crazy upside, but 24, 26 is what you can look at. Bogdanovich, Buddy Hield. Don't mind both those guys. Alex Burks, as normal, only if David Nwaba is out, can get you his 23, 24. But I do like Bogdanovich quite a bit in this one. You see here, I don't mind Osman and Hood in GPPs only. Hood's one of those guys, as you see, last couple games, he's been kind of trash. But he is one of those guys that can get you 28 to 30 at very low ownership. Same as Osman here at a really low ownership, 26 to 30. The reason why I like some of these Cleveland guys is because Sacramento defense isn't really the greatest right now. So that's why I don't mind targeting a couple of them. You can also consider – let me go look. Bagley, don't know if he's going to play. Harry Giles, it doesn't really affect him. I do like Tristan Thompson, though, here against Sacramento. I think he can get you 35 to 40 in this one. Probably like the safest play out of this Cleveland side. So this game here for sure is only just the GPP game and kind of a place filler, guys. Osman and Hood, cheap guys just to put in your lineup. I wouldn't put both of them, just one of them. And then look at Bogdanovich, and like I said, you can look at Sexton and also look at Alex Burks. So, yeah, just a couple cheap guys that that are playing pretty good minutes that hopefully can get you at least 25 points at very low ownership. So, yeah, like I said, not the greatest game, a 221. Well, sorry, it is a 221 and only a 2 spread. So that is why I do like a couple of those guys. But like I said, they aren't sexy names to look at, but you got to consider that 221 and only a 2 spread. And like I said, Osman and Hood and Sexton and Bogdanovich, they're all playing regular minutes for the most part. So in a close game, I think they can put them up. So that's what I'm looking at there. Moving on, Toronto and Brooklyn in this one. So this one could be a blowout. 221 and Toronto only by 9. Kind of surprised by that. Could continue to rise up throughout the day. But as of now, that is what they have it at. So right away, I do like Kawhi Leonard. Yes, I know that's weird. I think he can get you 45 or 50 in this one. I do think Brooklyn can keep this a little close. Yes, I know it's going to be a blowout at the end, but I do think they can keep it relatively close. And Kawhi Leonard for me is only a guy that I need if you can't get Giannis or KD or anything like that. He's just a cheaper option at a little bit lower ownership than those other guys. So once again, another kind of a GPP guy, just because if Brooklyn does keep it close for the most of the game, he's going to have to stay in there. And like I said, going to be a little bit cheaper than those other guys I just mentioned. Another guy I do like is Mr. Danny Green. I think he can get you 23, 24 points. Once again, a GPP play. For cash, I don't see anyone cash safe in this game. So I'm looking at Leonard and Danny Green. I do like Green because Brooklyn defense is too good against shooting guard. So that's what I'm looking at there. Maybe he can get me 25. I might have him in a one-off, but probably not too much of him. So not much going on. Like I said, maybe Kawhi Leonard if you want to go cheap, cheaper than the big studs out there. But I probably only, like I said, have him and Green probably in a one-off just in case that game does stay close for the most part. But overall, probably not going to have too much exposure to those guys. All right, moving on. Memphis and New Orleans, a 217. I think it could go up to a 220. So in only a 4 spread. Like I said, I've been telling you guys I have been liking to target a couple Memphis guys, and I think this could be in a half decent spot as well. So anyway, Marc Gasol's price came down a little bit. I do like him. $9,000. I think it is 45 or 50. Jaren Jackson or JaMychal Green, that's the big question. Green last couple games been playing good minutes and putting up good points. Jackson minutes are going down a little bit and also not putting up the big points. So Green or Jackson, I'm not 100% sure. That's kind of up to you guys. Who you think is going to get the hot hand in that one. Kind of a guessing game there. 80s, almost 13,000. I don't think I need him in this one. Marc Gasol's going to be on him. Yes, Davis is a little bit quicker, but I'm just not feeling it. I do like Anderson as normal, 24 to 26. I like him a lot more on Fanduel than DraftKings because of the steals and blocks. You can look at Conley, but 9,200, I don't know if I really need him. So that is kind of what I'm looking at. Not much. Marc Gasol and maybe pick between Jackson and Green. But like I said, though, that's a GPP because you just don't know who's going to have the hot hand in that one. So not much going on. Like I said, also Anderson, maybe a couple in that one. I do expect this game to be actually a little popular. So if it goes to 220, I could see it. If the line starts moving down, then I'm definitely probably not going to have any exposure to it. So I will definitely be watching the total and that one there. All right, moving on to our next game. We have Oklahoma City and Chicago, 215 and OKC by 9. So kind of like with Brooklyn, obviously Chicago and Brooklyn are bad teams, but I think they could keep up with them for the most part. But then obviously I think Thunder will take it there in that fourth quarter. So I don't mind targeting Mr. Russell Westbrook in this one. I think he can easily get his triple-double. So that is who I'm looking at there. Chris Dunn is not going to play in this one, so don't worry about that. Game time decision. Another cheap guy you can have exposure here to. I've been picking him a couple times. It's Dennis Schroeder. I do like him a little more on DK, but 5,700. I think you could definitely look at Dennis Schroeder. Might get a couple extra minutes off the bench here if it is a blowout. You can look at George, but I don't know if I really need him. I really don't mind marketing. We know how he's been. Minutes are finally picking up, and he's still pretty cheap, so I think he gets you 30 to 35 in this one. Not expecting Portis to play, so once again, I don't mind firing up some Wendell Carter and GPPs can get you 30 to 35 here tonight. So kind of what I'm looking at. Like I said, not much going on. I am targeting a lot of GPP guys. So Wendell Carter, Russell Westbrook, and also Laurie Marketing are probably the three I'm looking at. And then Dennis Schroeder, a little more on DK than on FanDuel, but still you can consider him. All right. We've got three left here. We got Lakers and San Antonio, 226, and San Antonio by 1. So these guys just played. And I'll probably consider this game here just because it is a 1 spread in a 226. Ingram is going to be out, so that's going to help out Kuzma a little bit in this one. Also, that's going to make probably KCP in the starting lineup. So definitely consider KCP. Only $3,700. I think he can get you 20 to 24 points in the starting rotation. And now also maybe take a shot with Josh Hart. He's actually projected pretty high tonight. So we'll see how they play him. Didn't do much last game, but will be the backup shooting guard. So Pope and Hart are projected about the same fantasy points, and Hart's about $100 cheaper. So it's up to you who you want to go to in that one there. But like I said, I do like Kuzma. You can look at Aldridge. He might get you 38 to 40. He is at home, so definitely can consider him. I do like LeBron. Obviously, he had that 60-pointer against them last time out. And Ingram being out, so that's going to help him a little bit. You can look at Lonzo Ball on DraftKings, a little cheaper over there. Only about $100 or so cheaper, I think. Let me go look. Actually, $1,000 cheaper. So yeah, I do like Lonzo over there a little more. Like I said, Ingram's going to be not playing, so that's going to help Ball a little bit with the ball handling, maybe 1 or 2 extra assists. And, since Ingram basically is a point guard, so Ball going to handle it a little more with LeBron there. So, like I said, Ball on DK, you can definitely look at Pope and Josh Hart since they will be filling in. And also look at Kuzma. The dude has been hot as well. And I do like a little bit of JaVale McGee and a GPP on DraftKings. You can look at him as well on FanDuel, but the price is a little nicer over there on DK. This guy is up and down. It was a blowout against San Antonio last game. That's why his points were down. I don't expect this time around to be a blowout, so I think JaVale can get you his 24 to 27 here, especially with his blocks and steals. So that's what I'm looking at. I obviously don't mind targeting that one. Some cheap guys over there that definitely do like. All right. Oh, man, voice is dying on me. Anyway, Miami and Phoenix is our next one. No total here. Phoenix coming on to back-to-back. As we know, they are just trash. Could be one of the worst teams in history. I forgot. Was it the Bobcats? No, it was the Nets. Yeah, they're not going to be as bad as the Nets. They had, 9 or 10 wins, I forgot, 2008 or 9, whatever it was. But, yeah, they are going to be one of the worst teams in history for sure. I'd be surprised if they get 20 wins here. So, anyway, we're looking at here. Dragic is going to be back. Don't know how much he's really going to play. I don't think they'll push him against Phoenix. Milton, not too high on those point guards there. You can look at Dwayne Wade. Ellington is out. Deion Waiters continues to be out, so you can look at Wade. I do like Rodney McGruder as well, so definitely look at both of those guys. And then you can look at Josh Richardson. Whiteside's out, so his usage is going to go up a little bit more. And this is weird, seeing Bam as a power forward. 5,500, obviously they knew Whiteside was out, so we know how FanDuel is. They always jack their prices up here. So I do like Bam. Obviously, he's going to be very popular. Way, way, way cheaper on DraftKings. He's outrageous right now on FanDuel. That's just because, like I said, they just jack everyone's prices up when someone's out for one game. So, kind of sucks that they do that. But, it's business. So you can look at Bam. You can look at Kelly. Like I said, love both those guys on DK just because they're a lot cheaper. But definitely consider them here on FanDuel. And then I don't mind DeAndre Ayton. They did put him on the bench. It helped them a little bit. So we'll have to see what they do. We probably won't get lineups before lock, but I don't mind considering Ayton there. So look at Bam, look at Kelly. You can look at Josh Jackson, but I don't know if he's really needed tonight. But like I said, this dude puts up like 15 or 20 shots, only makes like 4 of them, but still, he is shooting the ball. So you do like that. And then, like I said, look at Wade and McGruder if you want to as well. And maybe a little bit of Winslow. He does have decent win. Whiteside is out. All right, moving on. Last game, Golden State, Milwaukee. Look at that total. Oh, man. And look at that spread. 240 Milwaukee by 1. Curry is back, and he is looking crazy good right now. So this should be, for the most part, a pretty good game here. So one of those games that almost everyone's in play here. They're going to be in Milwaukee. It's going to be rocking over there. So look at Curry, look at Bledsoe. I do like Middleton on DK. Brogdon has been playing good. I always mention him. He's good for 30 to 35, and lower ownership out of these players on this one. Definitely got to look at some KD. Probably not my favorite play, but you can look at him. I really obviously like Giannis for sure. The number one projected scorer on the slate. You can look at Jones Strepko if Green doesn't play, 20 to 23, and also look at Looney for 20 to 25 points in this one. So one of those games, almost everyone's in play. Just if you have the money, that's the big issue there. So, all right, that is mostly it. So yeah, I obviously mentioned a lot of GPP guys here. So. If you can get Curry in there, like I said, I think you have to. I do like Westbrook and Ben Simmons, as I mentioned. Not too many good point guards out there that I'm looking at so far, so I'm going to leave that blank for now. Shooting guard, not much going on, so you can always go Pope and Hart if you just want to punt the position for cheap. If not, you can look at DeRozan. Like I said, I don't mind Middleton, Bogdanovich. If you need to go that way, it's definitely going to be a boomer bust day for me. Sorry, GPP, kind of a boomer bust. But yeah, mid-range Schroeder and Wade, you can look at those guys. But like I said, the cheap guys I'm looking at is Green, Pope, and Hart that I mentioned earlier. Small forward is just stacked for sure. LeBron, Giannis, Kevin Durant, Leonard. If I had to rank them, probably Giannis, James, and Leonard, and then KD. If you're doing GPP, honestly, Leonard, LeBron, Giannis, and then Kevin Durant, just because Giannis is going to be 50, 60% owned. I really do like Kawhi as a GPP play here. And then Anderson, like I said, his 25, 26. Didn't mention Gay. You can look at him. Had a good game last time out. You can look at Osman, Winslow, Hood. All those guys are cheap GPP fillers. Power forward position, Carter, Millsap, Griffin is kind of who I'm looking at. And then obviously Kelly and Bam there. And then last but not least, the center position. Not much going on there. Jokic and Drummond. I'll probably pay it for my center here tonight since they moved Bam to power forward. And like I said, you can look at McGee as well. And that is mostly it. So for sure, GPP night should be high scoring night. So hopefully we can find the right players and hopefully win some money. So that is it. Like I said, a long video, but a lot of information I just gave you guys. So hopefully you guys take that information and win some money tonight. So that is it. If you like the video, leave a like. Definitely do appreciate it. Thanks for the likes last video. I do appreciate all the thumbs up that we got there. So. Continue, hitting that thumbs up. You guys enjoy the video. So as normal, hit us up if you guys want some lineups. $35 a month for Fanduel and $35 a month separately for DraftKings. Hit us up with our website in the comment section, and also hit us up on Twitter as well. That is it. My throat is dead. Definitely gonna have to drink some water. So that is it, guys. Hopefully, you guys have a pretty good day. And we'll see you guys here all on Saturday.